Yo, what's going on, everyone? We are back with another Church Nerds episode. I got the
Norman.
crew.
Hold on, Norman. Can you stop this real quick?
Actually, I can't, but I can cut it out though.
Hey, Jay, you got bro. What's you? I can tell you tired.
Oh, yeah.
That ain't nothing like your other intro.
Yo.
You sound like Pastor B, you know.
Yo.
Yeah,
We gotta get you a do-over, man. Gotta
They
get
got
you a
to
do-over.
do over. I got you.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, man. You ready?
I'm ready.
Look, you be making me excited about the podcast when you
For
do the
real?
introduction. I don't know what that. I almost
My
cut
fault.
my camera off.
My fault. What up, everybody? This is another episode of the Church Nerds Podcast. I am your boy, Jay Ballin, and I got the crew on with me. We got Norman Heath, The Real Walls, Andre, Papa Buford, and Mr. Preacher Man himself, Brandon. Travis, what's going on, y'all? How's everybody doing tonight?
Going on, man. Good.
Listen, man, I'm mad I missed last week. They looked like you guys had a good time with Suffolk and Bishop Daryl Farrell. We definitely got to bring him back on for another episode on the podcast. I know he's probably going to promote us at the national convention, even though Bishop Ford said we can't.
Yeah, man. He said we can't do it, man.
Squash our dreams.
Seriously, man.
Squash our dreams. But that's all right. We're still doing a live person show, man. So we want people to come on through and watch our live show, man. But today's episode, listen, we got to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly that has happened within the past 2 weeks of our society. First, we're gonna start off with the good. Marvel's Secret Invasion. Now, I don't know about y'all, but the first 2 episodes have been phenomenal, in my opinion. I've loved it, and Norm, you're right. That first episode. This is a spoiler, by the way. If you haven't seen the show, then I suggest you should go watch it. They did not have to kill my girl off.
Hey, man. We got to show that Marvel knows what to do when their back is against the wall. Because them last 4 Disney Plus shows have been terrible. Comparatively.
You know what? They was missing Nick Fury. They were missing Nick Fury. You know why? Because when he's out,
that's right.
He's in.
You know what? It's the power of the black man.
Yeah, come on
There we
now.
go.
There it is. You infuse a little Samuel L. Jackson. Huh?
Reach.
In Disney Plus. It just changes the show. He said, I'm not going to be on a terrible show. It's not going to happen.
It's an effective show when
That
Samuel
is.
Jackson is in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a top tier actor. So
That's true.
Facts.
And so was Oscar Isaacs.
He's an A-list actor. Top tier is an understatement. He's an A-list.
He's
A++.
A++. Man, but I mean, for what y'all think of the first episode, man? First 2 episodes of Secret Invasion, man. Well, what were y'all initial thoughts? What were y'all thinking about going into this show? Because obviously we know from the comic books and the storylines, Secret Invasion is a huge arc. Honestly, Marvel could have had her own phase just for Secret Invasion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So what did y'all think going into this?
Are we going in order?
It don't matter. I mean, Andre, you can go first.
My thoughts going into Secret Invasion was to see more of Phase 5 in it, just to kind of give us the story setup and the storyline that they're going to progress over the next few movies that they come out with for Phase 5. Also, I mean, so Episode 1, it was definitely, it threw me off when, I'm not going to do a spoiler. A certain individual died that y'all know who I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But I mean, in Episode 2, ending off, on a note that might indicate more adventure to come. So it has me excited for the next episode. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty excited about this show. All the actors are pretty good. Of course, you got your Samuel Jackson, which is, like we said, an A-list plus actor.
Right.
and and Olivia Colman. I mean, she steals the show, like she always tries to. But she's accomplished, So I'm enjoying it so far. I must say, it's well put together. My expectations for it weren't high just because of all the other bad instances we've had in the past 4 movies that they came out with this year. But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Brandon, what you think?
Definitely, I like it, and I would say this is probably a good course correction, as has already been stated, from where Marvel was going, even in terms not just the TV series but cinematic series as well. The writing on this is better. It is so much better to me.
I agree.
Way better than what we've been getting. And it's almost coming back to Marvel's Inception, where they've got good writing, they've got good humor sprinkled. It's not overly done. It's sprinkled in there well. So it really gives me hope for the Marvel Cinematic Universe that this series might put them back where they need to be. Right. And then on a personal note, I like that they're going back with just Nick Fury, kind of like I enjoyed that in comics, kind of pulling back all the superheroes and trying to focus on Nick Fury, to the point where it's almost giving a message that you don't have to be a superhero to do super things. Right. And I always like the messages within messages. So I'm enjoying Secret Wars. I'm enjoying it.
Darrell, man, what say you?
Going into this, like I said, my biggest question, it hasn't been answered yet. I'm hoping that it will be over this couple episodes. I want to see how this plays overall into where they're headed, even with the villains. How does this fit with the Kang, dynasty and everything like that? But I definitely enjoyed these first 2 episodes, especially the second one, even with the conversation between Rhodey and Fury. That I love that whole dialogue back and forth. Like, to me, that was, I mean, I know it wasn't a lot of action, but that was one of the better parts of that second episode.
Absolutely.
And I love even them addressing the fact that, hey, we're the Avengers with this. They do that in there. And they're like, hey, hold on, we're not going to quite call them in yet because of, we're afraid that, hey, if they call them in too early, we don't know who we can trust, but we can't.
Right.
So I do have a question. Like, hey, if everybody knew about this, why we ain't create nothing to detect, some DNA detection or something? Like, hey, at least at the White House or the important buildings or something. I mean, I know that's a whole other thing, but I definitely enjoy where this is going so far.
For sure.
Norm?
Well, I mean, what more is to be said? I mean, this show, like I said, that first episode went off with a bang right from jump because my man, the spy who got caught, who was in Black Panther, I can't recall his name.
Agent Ross.
Agent Ross. So you figure, okay, it's Agent Ross. Last time I saw him, he was with the Wakandans, right? But now he off in the streets. Okay, maybe he on the run. Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh wait, he a Skrull. Okay, now wait a minute, because I think what they're playing with this show is that you really don't know who's who.
Yeah,
which plays into how the comics work, which is really dope.
Right.
So it's even like you're thinking, okay, is Rhodey really Rhodey?
Right.
You don't know. I mean, it's like because he's saying something like, okay, that sounds like Rhodey, but then what if that wasn't? Especially when you get to that train scene with Fury and Talos, where he was like, yeah, I called all million of them here, so it's like it's a million of them here. But wait a minute, you don't know. That's a lot of people, and what Fury was saying is like humanity can't get along with each other.
Right.
What makes you think you're gonna get a whole other people here and just get along with each other?
Right. Exactly.
We killing ourselves. Why are you here?
Exactly.
But on the flip, he was like, well, yeah, you made us a promise, and then you bailed.
Yeah.
So it was like a great argument is one where you can see both sides of the story, and they both were right to a degree. So I mean, this is great writing. I'm enjoying this show for real.
And I think the only con I might have is that they're revealing secrets a little too early because it doesn't give you that paranoid thriller feeling. Like, man, I'm thinking, I wonder what's about to happen, but it's just like it's kind of already happening a little too quick. So I wish they kind of backed off the secrets. I know
they only got 6 episodes though.
Yeah, about to say Dre. Yeah, they got. I think they might be coming from the place where they know they've been doing bad, like with their audience, like Marvel as a whole, and so they really want to give you something that's gonna keep you, kind of give you all that energy and all of that. If they don't grip you in those, like that first episode, if they don't grip you, then you ain't gonna watch it. So they gotta kind of give you a little something.
I see what you're saying.
And maybe build to a bigger reveal. But that's just speculation.
Well, all I know, I'm calling it now. There's gonna be Super Skrull in this somewhere. Somewhere it's gonna be Super Skrull is gonna be in here. You can't have the Skrulls without Super Skrull.
Right.
So that's gonna be in there somewhere. It may be like a different variation of it, but it's gonna be a Super Skrull in there somewhere. And part of me suspects that Talos is behind all of this.
You know what? My wife said the same exact thing. She was like, "What if Talos is really behind all of this to get back at Fury for him abandoning them?" And those little niches are in there saying like, after the blip, you were never the same, and then you just abandoned us and forgot your promise to help us. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, Fury was up there chilling in the spaceship on an alternate beach, 3D beach or something like that. So
just chilling.
I mean, yeah, they knew what they was getting into when they got it. But even when I watched Captain Marvel, when I saw like Talos' character, I always thought like, man, this guy seemed like he's scheming or plotting something in the back of his mind, try to accomplish whatever in that movie was getting to his family and all that stuff. But now you got all your people here in Secret Wars, and you've been building this community and been working together. What y'all really been doing? So
Right.
But the biggest one, Fury's wife.
Oh yeah,
I was like, what is happening here?
I was like, what? You know what? I should have seen it coming.
Did he have a wife in the comics? I can't remember.
I don't
think so. I don't remember a wife. Maybe in a different edition, but not the edition I read.
Okay.
That's the problem with comics. You get so many different,
editions of the same
story, bro.
Storylines.
No, but
you know what I'm saying. So what do y'all think? So where do y'all think this is like going to tie in? Because look, after Secret Invasion, what's the next show? What, Echo or something like that, or whatever?
We pulled.
I thought it was Loki.
Yeah, Loki.
Loki season 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, season 1 was good. Okay, so like Brandon said, it's the good writing. Okay, so this is where that Marvel, like we've known them to be, is the good writing, and like we said a few episodes before, is letting it breathe. You know what I'm saying? Let it space out. You know what I'm saying? So you can get that good writing. Now, but the only issue is that the writers is on strike.
All right.
So there's your.
But some of the stuff's got to be written already. Like, I'm sure Loki 2's already done. Loki second season's done.
It's preordained.
It's preordained as far as that. Now, I'm interested to see how is the Marvels going to tie into this? Like, is the Marvels going to be before this or after this?
Not watch.
I'm not excited about.
It's going to be a whole different. It's going to be a whole different verse. Multiverse. They're not going to tie in at all. Watch. It's going to suck, but that's just they might show something with Talos in it, and maybe Fury. But that's about it. Marvel. I'm sorry. The Marvel just has they have no reason to be in this phase. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Unless they come out with a new trailer that's better than what they already came out with, I have no excitement to see that movie. Honestly, and it's nothing against
the actresses,
the woman movement. It just plays no.
It doesn't.
They got to give me more.
Right.
Maybe they released that trailer on purpose to make us feel this way, and then bang. It's a great movie. Hopefully, that's better.
No, because this is the same marketing scheme they did with Captain Marvel. It's the exact same marketing scheme.
Yeah.
So what you saw is what you gonna get.
That's what you gonna get.
That's sad, man. That's pretty sad. That might be the movie we don't do a review on.
It's one of them. It's like that one probably should have just been the TV show. Like that one didn't need to be the movie.
Don't waste the money on the CGI.
That's the
listen. We gonna get there. Okay.
We go. But Dick, if you look at the numbers though for the box office season, a lot of these movies coming out are flops. Back to back flops, and it's like something changing in the ecosphere, man.
Yeah, inflation. They going up on these movie tickets, and these movies trash.
The only movie I know that has been successful in the past month and a half is Spideyverse.
Hey,
that was the only one.
Multiverse. I still ain't seen it, but I have to.
No, because Indiana Jones is predicted to be a flop.
Yeah, yes,
the Pixar movie was a flop.
First of all, I don't even know why they even thought Indiana Jones in this time and period with all these Generation Z.
Mm-hmm.
They like Indiana who? I thought that was a place.
Right.
We thought the last one was the last one. God damn.
Yeah, with the Crystal Skull. I thought that was
awful, you know? Why do I want to see another storyline? Like how? Like they must got writing in archives.
That's what I'm saying. Movie. Like, why would I want to see an 80-year-old something Harrison Ford trying to do what he did in the 80s?
Because it still works for Sylvester Stallone.
Is he 80 for real?
He's 80 something.
He's
yeah.
Yeah, Harrison.
Instead of Harrison Ford, man, they need to.
79 or something. I don't know.
I'm trying to see another Gran Torino. Too something. Bring that 80-year-old out. Wait, is he dead?
You talking about Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, Clint Eastwood.
No, he's still alive.
No, he's still alive. Man, how are these people still alive?
I think he just did another movie.
Willpower.
I think he just did another.
You don't need to see Clint Eastwood. He's still doing movies.
He's still he's
he was in another movie. Wasn't he in that movie? When he couldn't see.
And he's 93.
What's it called? Maybe that one Clint Eastwood.
Clint is 93.
Clint is 93.
Ain't no way, bro. These vampires. I'm sorry.
But I see. Are y'all gonna give Harrison Ford that same energy when he's in Captain America?
Oh my God, I don't know about that.
Because it's the same guy.
But I'm not against the guy. I don't like the Indiana Jones. It's
Look, I'm not real too happy with people with the last name Ford right now. So I might not go see it.
No.
Hey, we still got time for him to change his mind. No, I'm just kidding.
all it take is a few keystrokes, Norm.
Right.
It take is a few keystrokes.
You got a lot of people who owe you favors, Norm. Come on.
You know what though? See, I'm not gonna do it. We ain't gonna do it. We ain't gonna do it.
Hey, he can't stay mad forever because he's gonna need another video the next convention.
You gotta move with strategery. You gotta move with strategy.
He said the teacher.
You gotta move with strategy, man.
Tell him I'll take his family photos at the convention for free.
Nah, it ain't gonna work.
No.
That ain't gonna work, bro.
Now finishing up on Secret Invasion, here's my thing. Do y'all think that Fury, this is all an act? Like, is he pretending to be 3 steps behind? Or is he really being 3 steps ahead?
Fury, yeah, I would say he's all that's an act, man. It's all an act.
Fury always got a strategy.
Yeah, he's gonna come through as a broken old man with a limp, and he doesn't wear his eye patch. I guarantee by either episode 3 or 4, he's back to the eye patch again. He gonna cut his beard back to the goatee. He gonna throw the eye patch on. He gonna be the old Nick Fury.
And once he show up, they're gonna be like, "Welcome back."
He gonna come in on a helicarrier and just don't know what time it is.
Even he showed that even a little bit going to that one lady's house and planted.
The MI6 lady, yeah,
and planted the little video camera in the aisle.
That's true.
Oh my God! First of all, shout out to her because she's amazing. The way she tortured.
With a smile on her face the whole time. That's the most polite torturer ever.
It was actually creepy, man.
It was very creepy.
If anybody torture me smiling, just take me out, man. I don't need to go through this.
It's like
they told me enough.
They enjoy your screams. Do it live.
I'm ready to see my maker. Just let me go.
Oh yeah.
That's why you get somebody else come in, you think it's a nice old lady, and it's like she's worse than all the men beating him up before that.
Yeah.
For real. But so obviously, Secret Invasion is the good. But now we're going 2 episodes, so we got 4 more to go. I'm sure we're probably going to talk about this down the line, but we got to get to this bad. All right, Andre mentioned it earlier. All right. If you're going to have a good superhero movie, can you make sure the CGI is good, please? Because first of all, we talking about the Flash. If y'all don't know, if y'all haven't seen it,
you got to bring him in.
That baby scene to open up the movie.
You can't throw babies in the microwave.
How
that was hot.
How demented do y'all have to be to show babies being thrown out of a skyscraper hospital building?
Hey, but when that nurse fell out that window, she just threw the baby. She didn't even try to hold on to
it. Man. I mean, I don't even trust nurses no more after seeing that. I'm like, you gonna try to save yourself.
They didn't even try to make the babies look real. They all
Dude, man, I'm sorry. His suit looked horrendous.
It was bad.
His suit looked terrible.
I have not liked any of the suits he's had in any of these movies.
The Justice League suit was better than this one.
I'll take the CW suit.
The CW, I'll take the CW suits.
No, that's truly, but that's kind of sad though. When you say a TV show version is better than a movie version,
that's way better. Flash, way better.
I mean, what's happening?
So let me be the villain. I think this. See, I saw a different version than y'all did. The uncut version CGI was cool to me. I didn't have any. I love the babies. I love how the babies just falling down, doing what they do, having a good time, knowing they about to be saved. The babies ain't had no care. They didn't care what was going on around them. They was just being babies. And I like the scene. That's just me. I mean, it was a lot better than the Flash on CW. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the CGI, man. I'm talking about the CGI. I ain't talking about the actor.
It's a TV show, man. They can only do so much, man.
I know.
They budgeted
but I liked it. I liked the movie, actually.
Hey, I don't know, because I like the TV shows running compared to the movies running.
I do.
Right.
The way he just stands up there and has to he has to pose for 10 minutes before he starts running.
It was giving me X-Men. It was giving me X-Men vibes. With Quicksilver when he was breaking Magneto out of,
Yeah. The delayed speed walk is trash.
It wasn't giving me Flash, man. It wasn't giving me Flash.
Superwoman, loved her. She was great.
She did have that.
I like how they didn't make her blind. That's one thing that I was hoping that they didn't do. When I saw the trailer, I was so happy that she was not a blonde Supergirl. She was a Superwoman because she had black hair. They made her as close to Kent as they could.
Right.
Of course, the bill will never be there because men are men and women are women. Respectfully, but
because she got murdered over and over
and look, it showed the inevitability that sometimes fate is fate. You can't get around fate, and it goes like that sometimes. So I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm not gonna give it a rating, but I just liked it. I liked it.
I feel like they could have done so much more.
Ain't gonna rate it, but I like it.
I feel like
because my number and my words might not match it.
It's about it's a 1, but hey, it was good. No,
right.
I feel like they could have did so much more to this movie.
It was
storyline. What happened to Wonder Woman going, and Aquaman going at each other. What's his name? The father Batman. All this stuff.
I had to go back and watch the cartoon. I had to go back and watch the cartoon Flashpoint of Paradox just to get out. This is what I was supposed to get.
Yeah, there's so much more you could do with this story.
And that's what I was kind of comparing it to Flashpoint from the animated part. But overall, the movie was. I mean, it's a superhero movie, but it just off the heels of. If I'm coming off the heels of Justice League,
right?
Zack Snyder version, not the other version.
That's unfair. That's unfair. You can't do that, Brandon.
Well,
you cannot compare it to Zack Snyder's.
No, I'm not comparing. I'm just telling you where my thought process is coming from. Coming off the heels of seeing that in the DC universe, and then seeing this movie. It kind of left me just, lacking a little bit. Now, I know it's not going to be how Zack Snyder directed it or did it, but they should have been able to look at that film and say, how can we emulate this in a portion or a way not exactly. I know it's not going to be exactly how they did it, but give you that same feeling of the love of the character. Like I love the Flash, but I don't like this Flash, and not just because of Ezra, but even some of the writings, how he acts and maneuver, it just contrasts to me and some of the other things that I've seen of the Flash through the years. So that's my take.
But you got to understand also there was a time skip in the development of this movie because they had to stop production because of that stupid character, Ezra, actor,
Ezra.
whatever he is.
Gotcha, but it's just me. It's just
and also,
time skip, they should have realized, hey, this is a bad movie. Let's redo this.
Right.
You talk about like the Sonic art.
Exactly. There you go.
We canceled that movie. That's not the first.
You showed it.
Oh my goodness.
But I don't.
And then Ben Affleck as Batman, you know.
Oh, what? So you prefer George Clooney as Batman because he was there too?
Oh my God! Don't get me started on that.
You prefer Nicolas Cage as Superman?
No, don't go there. Oh, that's CGI. Oh my God!
That was the horrible. See, look, Nicolas Cage as Superman was so horrible.
But I will say they were true. They were true to the fact that in the beginning of the film, they kind of used Batman used Flash as a cleanup guy, which is what the Justice League normally does. To rescue all the people and to clean up, secure, and create perimeter for all that stuff. So they were true to that. So I give them that throughout the movie. They kept that.
I really thought Henry Cavill was going to show up in this movie or something.
He was supposed to. They were supposed to have a few cameos. They were supposed to have Henry Cavill as Superman in there.
Black Adam too.
Black Adam was. Yeah, they were supposed. He was supposed to show up. Yeah, he was supposed to be a cameo in there. They were even going to have what's his name, Grant Austin, the C Dubs Flash. Was supposed to cameo in there too.
I heard about that one.
To me, that tells me like you ain't. I mean, they got vision, but that mean like
they're not executing that vision.
Outside of cameos to try to bring that nostalgia or other pieces of the universe in. Your movie line, your script got to be so tight where that stuff's like added doesn't make your movie.
But you got to understand, this wasn't a James Gunn project either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
he came over.
Look at Spider-Verse. Like, that was a good example. Great story, written well, has the cameos.
And I mean, Andreas, he's not known for making like dynamic superhero movies.
Right. That it just now. I'll listen. There are some, like I said. I mean, overall, I gave it a 5.5 out of 10. Based off of the CGI alone was just horrible. Okay. The people only were excited for a lot of the nostalgia with Michael Keaton in there anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that part of the movie was what most people were even looking forward to. Now, I will give him this. Him doing the dual acting to himself like Oscar Isaac did in Moon Knight, I give him that because that's hard to do when you doing two characters by yourself. So I give him that part. And like Andre said, we know that Flash is known to be the cleanup guy. He's usually cracking jokes off to the side. So that part I know Ezra, no matter how much we feel about him or whatever, he did good on that part.
Oh, they said no other person can do Flash but him. So they gonna keep going with him. As much as he hated, yeah, they gonna stick with him.
But like I said, like what I'm saying is that part, him playing Flash, yeah. I mean, he definitely was Barry Allen. Okay, I give him that part and doing the dual acting. You know what I'm saying? But overall, the only part that was good was what Michael Keaton came out. I do like Supergirl. I thought she was good. I liked her suit. And everything. I hope James, they bring her back for future films, in James Gunn's franchise and everything. But overall, man, it was all over the place sometimes for me. It was just all over the place. Especially the CGI. I could not get it was that bad. Especially that last part when they're in like the time dome or whatever, and they keep trying to fix the time stream, and then they have the other worlds collide, and then you got Christopher Reeves Superman.
See, that was an interesting concept, though. I mean, it's one of the things, like, on paper, that's great. Like, if you wrote that out on a script and said this is about to happen, you're gonna see Christopher Reeve over here, and you're gonna see this other kind. That on paper, that sounds phenomenal. It really, honestly does. It just didn't translate to the CGI that well. And unfortunately, to something Dre said earlier in regards of inflation, it's like, okay, I'm paying $30 and the CG is trash. What y'all? Right. But what y'all doing with the money we giving you for this movie? Yeah. What's happening here?
Well, a lot of them didn't make budget, so.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So I saw this article, and I just wanted to know y'all thoughts. They were talking about a lot of these CGI with these movies and stuff now, where they were saying, like, they're pushing out so many movies at a faster rate that the companies aren't taking their time with the CGI.
Yeah, because AI doing it.
So it's like they're, they got to finish, a movie, 6 months quicker. Mm-hmm. And they don't care that, hey, well, it's not going to, be as good if we took our time. Mm-hmm. But, hey, let's get the movie out.
I'm gonna be honest. See, I think we've reached a point of over reliance on CGI.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
And it's like Mission Impossible is gonna come out, and everybody knows it's gonna be a smash.
Right.
It's gonna be a smash. And Mission Impossible has. Sorry.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
All right, we gonna see. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Hold me to that. If Mission Impossible is not gonna be a smash, and if it's not, I'll come back and say, you know what, I was wrong.
But you got to see it too.
Yeah, I got to see it. No, I'm gonna see. I've seen every Mission Impossible. I love that franchise. It's awesome. Okay. But they rely a lot on practical effects than CGI, and it really translates over better. Even to me, it's even better to do practical effects because it feels almost more realistic. Like, y'all remember Blade 2 when the two guys were fighting each other in front of the lights, and it looked like some of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
It just looked crazy, man. Mm-hmm. It's like
Now, and I think that's one of the reasons why Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy was so successful is because it wasn't a lot of CGI. It wasn't no CGI in there really. It was a realistic version of Batman that we got. Especially when Dark Knight came out, like just to see that whole dynamic of the government's corrupt. You know what I'm saying? And then, Joker's trying to expose and then do all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you saw the realness in it. You know what I mean? And I think what those writers did in those was it literally let people take a look back like, yo, these people are really doing us dirty. Like, Joker really making sense to what he's saying to this. You know what I'm saying? But it was a real world, like, scenario.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times writers, like, they got to take some stuff that is actually going on in reality and then put some of that fantasy writing in there to make us, tell a good story to it.
So based off of that, are they going to do like a story about that the Ocean Gate? Is that going to be a story?
Man, you need to stop.
That's not even. I'm serious. Come on, it's not even a joke. I'm serious.
Hey, cue the Titanic song.
You Celine Dion.
But I'm serious though. It's like, because that's a story, and somebody gonna make it.
Yeah, somebody gonna make a documentary. Probably Netflix gonna pick it up. They pick up everything so fast.
It's a pretty tragic story, but
I feel like they're still alive, and it was just a moneymaker.
Oh, you think they faked it and ran off to the islands?
Yeah. Billionaires try to evade taxes every day.
Oh, yes, they do.
Change the whole dynamic of their name and their identification. And
I won't say they're trying to evade. It's actually written in the tax code. They just follow the rules. But
if they die, they pay taxes. I don't know, man. I might have to fake my death.
Why do you think they make the tax code so long?
Man,
so many pages.
That's a whole nother episode, but
that's all
I was gonna say on the CGI too, just like what Norm was saying, I feel like it makes some of the screenwriting and some of the producers less creative because they feel like they can rely on this machine to just give them what they think is good. but it's the creative mind and the creative juices that really makes a good movie. And if you look at a good director like involved every step of the movie, giving his input, changing little things, the little nuances, the big things, and it helps bring that creative together. And I think that's what a lot of these movies are missing, is that creative touch. Like, how could we do this, even though we know it's hard and we know CGI is easy? How can we do this in a way where it is real, or 90% of it is real, and we do 10% filler, you know?
Right.
So,
yeah. Do y'all think James Gunn, you think he's going to bring some of that realness?
So here's the thing with James Gunn. James Gunn, he's a very strategic director, because if you go and look back at Guardians of the Galaxy 3, he almost found the balance between CGI and realistic scenarios,
right?
To a point to where he started using practical stunts as a Mission Impossible, as opposed to the Flash. Just basically the whole movie was CGI,
right?
But I get why the Flash, Andres used a multiplication of CGI scenes to bring it together, because it's it didn't tell a story. It was legitimately like Morbius, just a superhero movie. And Norman, don't start. Gabe is not here today. Do not embody that, man.
Here, but
Gabe and Brian.
You're not going to try to slip that under the radar like Morbius.
Hey, what was better? What was better, Morbius or Flash?
In terms of what overall story?
If I had to choose, if you're asking me, if I had a choice, if I had $5 and I can only pay Morbius or the Flash.
No, if you have $4.
If I have $4,
even it out, brother. Don't
$4. You gotta borrow one.
No change left. No change left.
If I have $4, I would see the Flash.
That's cap.
You should know that was
cap. I swear that's cap. You are lying.
No, because I can make it through the Flash. I can't make it through Morbius, man. I can't. I can't make it through, man. I'm sorry.
Brandon, do you believe him? Do you believe him, Brandon? Come on, man. Come on, man.
That's
you
can't
win.
Norm ain't never lied. I gotta believe him.
He the fact checker, but man, this is cap. This is cap tonight.
Cap all day.
They're just gonna hate on Morbius.
Right.
But did Morbius hit his budget though?
Did the Flash?
No, I'm not. I'm asking a serious question. I'm not trying to clown. I'm serious.
I'll look it up.
I
gotta look that up, man.
I'll look it up. So y'all keep going. I'm gonna look it up, and if I'm wrong, I'll take my $4 and go see Morbius.
All right, go ahead, Jay. What you say?
What show? Ain't no $4 no more.
He really while Norman's fact checking that, man. So Flash,
it was bad.
It was bad.
It was
bad. And then here's my thing. They didn't even explain. They didn't even you saw his mom's death, but they didn't explain anything else after that. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't explain okay. And he didn't learn his lesson at all.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. Because
he stopped his younger self from going around in circles over and over. He did learn a lesson.
No, he stopped him so he let his mom get, but then at this grocery store, he still changed his dad's fate and it still messed up everything. That's why you got George Clooney at the end of the film coming through as Batman.
My wife actually cried that scene when he saw his mom in the grocery store. She was bawling her eyes out.
Well, she's extra emotional right now.
Yeah, I know, but she was just bawling her little eyes out.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and see. I'm a man of my word. Morbius had a budget of about 75 to 83 million, and the box office was 167 million.
There we go.
Flash was between 200 to 200 million. The box office was 245. So they just
got over.
They just got it.
And let me tell you something. That ain't net.
That ain't net.
No, that ain't net.
People still got
people got to still take some taxes out of it.
You want your box office to be what 2.5 times your budget to make sure that's how you know it's a success.
Yep.
So
Hey, people in Japan, I don't care. Asians use the most CGI in a movie, and even they was disappointed in the Flash.
He is not lying.
They gonna kick us off the internet.
They gonna kick us.
Respectfully,
We already got one
my
episode banned for playing Whitney Houston.
but y'all put way too much CGI in y'all movies. Please stop. We like practical stunts. We love Jackie Chan. Come on,
Love him.
like,
Does
you
his
know.
own. Does his own stunts.
Y'all don't gotta put that much CGI. We
That's
get
all
it.
stunts.
We get it. We get it. I do love the fact that they are probably the biggest culture that comes out with most of the Greek mythology movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because we need more of those in America. I just love Greek
Yeah,
mythology.
the Greek
movies.
mythology.
I love
Yeah,
Greek
yeah,
mythology.
it's great.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
Clash of the Titans was banging. You like that?
I loved it.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty good.
loved Immortals.
I love Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson,
Loved
yeah.
Percy Jackson.
That was a
Jackson.
sleeper because
Oh yeah.
that was a sleeper.
Mhm.
Percy Jackson was definitely a sleeper.
Yeah.
They made 2 of them.
They did. The
then
second one
the
was
second
more of a sleeper than
Check
the
this
first
one movie, y'all. It's called The Zodiac King.
Zodiac
King.
King.
Zodiac King.
Zodiac King?
It's a new movie. What is it on? I think it's either on. It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Check it out. It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
all
It's
the
about
yeah, all
Greek
the,
mythology.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah, all the Greek mythology, and then we all know Brandon will bust out. I can go the distance.
Oh yeah.
And a heartbeat.
Hercules.
Yeah.
Your runway, brother. I can go just
See what I tell you that?
feel like I belong.
My lord.
So this is creeping through the cracks. I hear they're supposed to be coming out with a live action Prince of Egypt.
They what?
I'm so tired of.
Absolutely
Isn't
not.
that just called the Ten Commandments?
Right.
They done made so many versions of that movie.
Bro,
They already
do
got
not-
one.
they
I
do
was
not
hoping
need
they
to
did. I
touch-
hope it's just a rumor, man. I
They
really
do not
do.
need
I was
to
about to say
touch
the last-
Prince of Egypt.
The last animated movie was cool. You know, it wasn't biblically accurate, but it was cool.
They do not need to touch Prince of Egypt.
Bro, after Gods of Egypt, bro, I can't.
Gods
I
of Egypt
can't,
was
I can't
terrible.
with Hollywood no more. I
It
can't
was-
do it, man.
No, it was just.
I can't. I
yeah,
can't.
Hollywood literally has taken God out of their whole equation. Because you look at
Yeah.
a lot of them old movies, man, they reference, they had a lot of reference for God. They had a lot more like church, God-fearing movies and stuff back then. Hollywood just like, you know what? We good. We just going to pick them
Well,
up.
they fell under the agenda.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
They
hey,
made-
I was about to say there's a callback. I was happy in the first Avengers movie where Captain America was like, or Black Widow was like, sit this one out. People are practically gods. He's like, there's only one God, ma'am.
That's right.
You know where that, like,
Nobody saved in the Marvel universe.
right.
But overall, man, Flash was bad.
Yeah.
Flash was bad. But this last one that we gonna talk about, this has to deal with Black culture.
Good Google Moogle.
Good God, the BET Awards. If y'all haven't seen the videos, if y'all haven't seen the beloved Bobby Jones reaction,
They about to kill Bobby Jones.
Oh my God!
Bobby Jones's face is just hilarious when she is dead. Like you couldn't have picked a more perfect aisle for her to be dancing next to, just to show the opposite.
Crown Rock and the two, they probably two of the most worst females. Azalea Banks and Krishan.
Oh, don't get me started with Azalea.
They're probably the most two moral ridden females in the industry. I want to say morally, you couldn't put nobody more perfect by Bobby Jones to get his reaction.
Right.
It was almost like it was set up.
It probably was.
They probably did that. On
No,
purpose,
because like when they do these awards, they put people in certain places.
Right.
They didn't just walk in and find a seat.
Bro,
Right.
bro.
So
Why couldn't you put Bobby Jones by Kurt Franklin? That
But
might
my-
not have been too much better.
I
But
don't think
not
Kurt was
better.
even there.
But my
he was there.
yeah, he was there. But my whole thing is
He always there.
why does our award shows have to be the way they are?
Right.
well, it's a reflection of the culture, man.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, dude, I say this as respectfully as a black man as I know how. But black culture, we celebrate the worst possible things for us. We champion things that are terrible for us as a society. But we champion it. It's like, okay, my man go to jail. Free Pookie. All over the place. You know, we champion. Oh, he free. This champion. He kicked the old lady. Oh, but he free. What?
Right. I've always hated those moments.
Why do you think that is? Why we like that?
Why is
it ain't got nothing to do with us, bro. It's Viacom. They own BET. They tell them what to do.
Well, no,
they script it up.
I'm going beyond the show. I'm talking about.
No, he talking about in general. It's because people
in general.
It's money, man. Money make you do
not
strange
even money.
things.
Like he just said about the Pookie incident where they talking about free Pookie. Pookie done shot up 6 banks and killed 2 people, and y'all talking about free Pookie.
I've never understood that. Like, why are we freeing him?
You know he was no good.
Is it because we've been held down for so long? Now we got some kind of freedom. We just are belligerent.
Man, there's a bright side and a dark side to our culture.
Oh, of course,
and we embody whatever is trending at the time. You know, it's hard to. It's not hard to explain, but it's hard to explain because it's so many variations.
But there was a switch because you see back then a lot of our people, they fought to get education, they fought to try to get land, they fought to vote, but somehow between the 60s, the 70s, 80s, and onwards, something switched to where it's like people don't even want they don't even want land anymore. They're too busy wanting to, spend money on big rims and who got the best stereo and this and that.
Look, it started with Norm's generation.
Oh my God,
the clubbing generation, bro. I'm telling you, the Freaknik generation.
The Freaknik generation.
Let me tell you something. And we ain't doing nothing but following suit. That's it,
well, no,
bro.
I mean, I definitely agree, and I've said this on a previous show. Every generation affects the generation that comes behind it. I mean, that's just reality. And if you look at how things are now, it's just a reflection of how we made them to be.
You're right.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean, if you say the 60s, the 60s was a different time. You had black culture, the church was strong, black families were strong. We all in this together. We all good, right? Then somewhere along the line, you had the various drug epidemics. You had the crime bills and whatever. Took the black fathers out the home. So now the black families are run by the black women. So now the black women in the home, and then the black men came back at home. They all felons, and it just all trickles down from there. So now you have a situation where all the black people, they don't want to be around these hoodlums. So they up and out of here, right?
And the generation before Norm, now it's the crack cocaine generation.
Yeah,
Miami Vice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's I mean, I don't know what we kind of do know what Gen Z gonna look like. I mean, and that's an embodiment of what we do as millennials. So it's like,
I mean, I honestly believe that you need hard times to make strong people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, right? I mean, the civil rights movement, to me, made our people coalesce because we had one force that made us. We got to stick together because otherwise we're gonna be all jacked up. But then once civil rights flipped and we started getting some freedom, again, this is just my opinion. We started to get some freedom, got a little money in our pockets. I'm gonna start looking out for number one. And then now I don't care about the community because now I'll make sure I'm straight. I'm not gonna hop in the middle of a fight.
That's the thing. It's the dollar. Like the goal changed. Like even like the gangs and stuff that we have, they're initially, most of them started for a good reason, for a good purpose, to be protecting, of their community, to strengthen their community. Now it's like, well, now I need to make this money, forget my community.
Yeah.
Every person, every person wants their cut.
We talked about this about 6 episodes ago, about desegregation. Worst thing that could have happened to the black culture. I'm gonna say it again. Desegregation was the worst thing that ever could have happened. Be outside of slavery, of course, to the black culture, just because we were desensitized outside of desegregation because we became more comfortable with what was going on around us, and we started intermingling with the nonsense that we used to stand against.
And then also that negative is pushed so much on social media. You see it in movies, you see it in TV shows. You know what I'm saying? Like if you see a cop show, you know, look at the drug dealers that they're most of the time they're dealing with. You know, it's someone from the black community, you know, someone head of the gang or something like that. You know what I'm saying? We promote it so much because they know it's going to sell. You know, so when are our people going to stand up and like, listen, we are more than just this negativity that y'all are promoting. Okay?
Well,
we have jokes, you know what I'm saying? We have positivity around us. You know what I mean? Like when are we going to step up and say we're more than this?
Honestly, I believe it goes back to what I was saying. You need something to bring the culture back together again. Because right now, to your point, we're all comfortable. We got our lives. I got what I need. You know what? I mean, what's affecting me? Why should I care about my brother? You know, my life is great. You know what I'm saying? But you need some type of thing to gel, right? Because right now, I mean, I don't know, man.
Because if you think about it, you know, and I know this is a cliche, but you know, the colonizers, they you know, they was like we because we begged for something different for so long, and they was like, you know what? Okay, we gonna give it to you. Let's see how you handle it.
So you're saying if you give people what they want, they destroy themselves?
I mean, let's be real. Let's be real, man. I mean,
it's a maturity thing too, though.
Yeah, it's you are what you are around, and if you want to stay around the same basis of degrading or be a part of the culture that is degrading the black culture, you're going to continue to trickle down from generation to generation. You know why you got kids twerking,
right?
So I think social media is probably the most evil. There's a 5% rate that's positive and bright on social media, but to me, I feel like the rest is just darkness. It's such a dark cloud over the millennial generation, and this is, you know, Norman generation. They're a part of it too, but at the same time, our generation, which is 35 and under, respectfully, the cloud is a little darker over us just because we're so sold into it. We rely on it for literally everything, man. Like, we degrade people we don't know. We don't know you, but we degrade you to a point to where we dislike you because of something somebody else said.
Like the whole submarine thing.
Yeah.
You see the comments that was going on about that. Not just black people, but just in general, social media.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just not to lose their lives, and y'all making a joke out of it,
man. And it's just not our culture with social media. It's every culture.
Oh yeah, it's every culture. Oh yeah, absolutely.
But we talking about BET. Why these women can't put on no clothes?
Okay, but I mean, if we want to say something, BET ain't been solid for a long time.
Oh no,
I mean, I think it just reached the pinnacle of just darkness at this point because I remember the episode of Boondocks where Huey would watch BET and he started getting stupider.
Yeah.
Bro, and it kind of sucks because, you know, BET is the lowest rated award show as viewers. I mean, the Hoodie Awards is rated higher in viewership than the BET Awards.
That's like wild.
And and remember when we were younger, the BET Awards was a big deal.
Was huge.
Because it was partially owned by a black woman. When she sold the rest of the stock over to the stakes of BET over to Viacom,
don't Tyler Perry own it now?
No,
does he own it though?
He's still.
No.
I
He
thought
owns BET. He owns BET Plus. That's a different division of BET.
I thought they said BET as the whole entity.
I thought I saw that too, but
Viacom.
apparently he's still in a bidding war to own it.
He owns BET Plus. That's why it's called Plus. It's a parent to BET itself. BET is owned by Viacom, and Viacom is owned by the Jews, which we're not going to get into that. But
they really don't get kicked off the internet for that.
Yeah,
Definitely going to, yeah.
And it's a replication of what always happens to our culture when everything becomes scripted for us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so here's the question. Then I mean, it is, and I'm gonna play a little bit of the other side of it. Are they not giving people what they want to watch? I mean, look at the top shows. The top shows that most of our people talk about is drama.
Mm-hmm.
It's drama, some
For
crazy Real Housewives,
Yep.
Basketball Wives. It's drama, and we for it. I mean,
what was that? It used to be Flavor Flav and all his.
Oh my God,
love, right,
man.
I mean, wait, y'all. Now, y'all, it's been a minute, but not that long. Y'all remember when everybody in the church was talking about Grey's Anatomy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Everybody in the church was talking about that,
Yes.
and what was the other one? Scandal.
Mm-hmm.
You would have thought that she was a member of the PCFI PAW code. You would have thought that she was a member. Just how much that was in the church.
I ain't
And
gonna
it's
lie.
drama.
I used to love me some Kerry Washington.
Oh, I mean, she's a beautiful woman. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, but still, I mean, people
I see what you
people
mean.
love drama.
Yeah, little
I
drama.
think this goes back to a conversation we were having earlier in the year, one of the episodes, where we were talking about how come they don't show any good like church shows, positive behind the church. And
You don't watch Greenleaf?
No.
But I'm saying like that's the reason why.
Yeah,
Because-
the way Greenleaf. It's truth to it though.
It is truth to it, but it was.
But
painted in
they
not so
shine
great
it
light. Yeah.
so, too brightly.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, without that though, that nobody's gonna watch it. If there's no
Yeah.
drama, if
Yeah,
it's just
you're right.
somebody
They don't
coming
like
to church
the nice
every day,
wholesome church scene.
yeah. If it's a nice wholesome church show,
Where
the
they go home
family
and
then
eat dinner
goes
at the table
home,
without
eats
bringing
dinner, talks about their day, prays,
But
reads their Bible.
But to Norm's point, we've kind of been pushing that narrative for years. When you start going back to things like what's that, soul food, and go back and back and back, they always paint our culture, our families as maybe winning in an area, but overall we have these
Unhealthy.
other derivatives, unhealthy relationships within our families, which comes to the demise of them. So it's a narrative.
I think Tyler Perry definitely with his plays and with his movies like showed more, and people kept wanting more. You know what I'm saying? Big Happy Family, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. You know what I'm saying? Why Did I Get Married? You know what I'm saying? All of those.
Yeah,
all
I feel
of
bad
those-
for the dark skinned brothers, bro. They couldn't win in them movies.
Well,
The dark skinned brothers that hate Jesus.
that take me down a whole nother road.
You know,
with Tyler
people-
Perry, because he got some kind of thing. I feel, but
Respectfully.
but
Oh my gosh!
What was the episode of Boondocks? I am dark skinned and bald, and I hate Jesus.
But Tyler Perry just followed the flow sheet. Drama sales. So
Drama
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make millions, if not billions of dollars off of black people's trauma. Because people can relate to the trauma and drama. So, I'm gonna make as much money as I can. I'm gonna try to do some type of solitude to commend for how I've eaten off of y'all trauma.
yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and buy a studio, make the black culture feel good, buy an all army base, Confederate,
yeah.
army men and whatnot happened in the 1800s. But and that's satisfaction to what I've done. But I'm gonna continue to blanket what I continue to do
Right.
in the background, which is continue to eat off of the drama. The shows that are on BET Plus is outrageously crazy, bro. Like some of the stuff I've seen, it's weird, bro. It's
and not very good acting either.
And that's the crazy thing about it. It's almost close to a Tubi
Oh
type
my
of
God,
tenure
Lord.
and acting. Like these are you know what? I don't want. No, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Everybody's trash. Everybody's trash who acts on that. I don't care. Like there has to be some truth. They try, and I don't know why they do black movies like that. You know what I'm saying? Black shows. You can look at a show with a predominantly particular group of actresses who are Caucasian. Or you know, maybe of another descent. And I was showing Jay this. I said, "Look at this BET show. Then let's go over here to USA or TNT and look at this show. Right. You see the difference?"
Yeah. But then it goes back to like we can make good shows. We just, like you said, they choose to be on the pain. Like you go back to, even though it's old show, but the Cosby Show. I mean, that show family with issue with problems, but at the end of the day, come back together and still be a family.
And
And it's still playing today. Now, regardless of what happened going on with Bill, it's possible. Yeah, it's possible to make money and not feed off of pain or this craziness or anything else that happens in
But
family.
even so, Brandon, like I was just about to mention, look at a lot of the old black sitcom shows that we all love and can go back and watch to this day. Martin, it was just a black couple with their friends just getting into chaos every day. Living Single, you got a bunch of single women that are on their business, dealing with relationship problems. Family matters, you know what I'm saying? We never seen a black nerd really until Steve came out. The Jeffersons, you know what I'm saying? All that positivity.
And don't forget, what I mean? Don't forget about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when Will in that iconic scene where Will's dad, that was tragic, leaving again, but his uncle comes in, fills that void. So
a lot of that positivity, but it
seems that's been gone, man. We appreciate your generation for that, Norm.
Thank you, sir.
We do, man. Y'all did something right, man.
Oh, thank you.
So what do you think those shows would actually do well today?
No. Because drama sells, man. Drama didn't sell back then like that.
Drama and drama, drug dealing. That's what's selling right now. I mean, look at the sitcom. Like most black sitcoms are on the Roku channel. They're not on mainstream stations anymore.
On demand, yeah.
They're all on demand.
They don't do reruns.
They don't. Yeah.
Okay, so here's a question: would you consider Power a positive show?
No,
not at all.
If like I said, 50 Cent is doing the same exact thing Tyler Perry is doing. He's making money off of the black culture's trauma. Drug dealing.
Power and Snowfall. Is
Snowfall too. Yeah. And Snowfall was dated back to our grandparents' years of, California living and drug dealing and crack cocaine pandemic, and it's feeding off of black culture's trauma. And as long as you do that, you're going to sell. You're going to get views. People are intrigued by drama.
Yeah, but
people don't go see black movies if there's no drama in it.
Yeah,
So it's like,
was it The Blackening? Heard that was pretty good.
Oh, the comedy?
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen that.
I heard it was pretty funny. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it was pretty funny.
But it's a parody though. So,
but that's my point. We can have those type of movies that are supposedly scary, but there's funniness to it. It's not that typical. The black person going to die first or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's positivity in it. We have those characters and those parodies that we can do. You know what I'm saying? We have just as much talent and just as much in writing, acting, and comedic timing as much as our white and them counterparts. You know what I'm saying? We have just as much.
We do, but here's the thing about that. I remember something my dad told me years ago. I was a small kid, so I didn't really understand it. But he was like, in the grand scheme of life, if society was, if you put all the major races in a car together, you will never see the black man driving that car. He will always be in the back telling jokes. And as a kid, I'm like, that's great, right? Keep telling jokes and making everybody good. As I get older, it's like, wait a minute, that's what he wasn't telling me that.
Right.
He said our culture, we too focused on the feelings and the ethereal stuff. We ain't focused on keeping the main thing the main thing.
We're not focused on driving. We're not focused on
because we have no major agenda that we push. We get behind everybody else's agenda.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. And then some would say we're all Democrats and we all do whatever the Democrats say. Some would say that. And again, I'm not going to get into a political debate because this ain't that type of show. Right. But y'all know what I mean.
No, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So, but overall, man, the BET Awards, it did not represent black culture at all. If y'all haven't seen Ryan Davis's take on it, y'all need to go watch Ryan because he spoke very well and what it was meant, you know what I'm saying? You know, especially when he mentioned Coco Jones. She has a hit R&B single out. You know, she's probably grew up listening to like Alicia Keys, Keisha Cole, all these other great R&B singers, but she's performing in front of TikTokers and you know hood R&B artists that just got famous off that don't appreciate that. You know, I'm looking at the BET Awards, man. A lot of the stuff that used to be played on the BET, like there's usually always a gospel portion on there. Yeah, there was no gospel portion. Nope. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see one male R&B artist. They usually have a male R&B artist sing.
Oh, R&B is gone, brother.
R&B is gone.
You might go on Spotify to the 90s channel. R&B is gone, man.
You know, and a lot of the popularity is a lot of the new female hip hop artists that are literally images of Lil' Kim when Lil' Kim was out back in the 90s. But at the same time, at least Lil' Kim had lyrics and stuff. These girls are literally saying the same thing in all their songs. You know what I mean? Like they're not saying nothing.
What sex sells? I mean,
so how do you get worse than like Megan Thee Stallion and
right
and like that's
sex sells, man. There's no shame,
and not just ghetto hood ratchet. That's what sells. That's what sells.
That's what sells.
Making a fool of yourself.
Making a fool of themselves, and that's what's really being pushed, especially on TikTok, and that's what a lot of these kids is coming up, and that's what they see.
Going back to this the movie, not the movie, but the entertainment industry conversation. The best scene. The best and the truest scene, and I think it rocked a lot of boats. That's why they cut him off of the show American Gods. Orlando Jones scene of Mr. Nancy on the boat. If that wasn't the most convictive scene for the black culture I've ever seen, and it should have made a lot of individuals think about like what's really good. Like, why are we so deprived? We can't keep blaming colonizers. We can't keep blaming other cultures. We are the only culture that celebrates everybody else's culture instead of our own.
And then we keep saying it, we keep pushing it on television, celebrate black culture, but if you're looking at it, a lot is the other cultures that keep saying let's celebrate black culture. It's never our own. Let's support our black businesses, you know what I'm saying? You know, let's support these HBCU programs. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of our folks. I didn't know what an HBCU was until after high school. Like the black counselors didn't tell me what an HBCU was.
Right.
My mother had to tell me. You know what I'm saying? My mother had to tell me what it was. And
they definitely weren't gonna tell you where you were.
You know, where I'm at?
No, where you was. You ain't there no more.
From the Wisco. Nah, they weren't gonna do that. They weren't. But you know what I mean? Like, it's important for us that are educated and know these things. We have to tell our young ones, you know, our kids and stuff like the importance of it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, at this point here, Doc, I'm of the belief it's on the next generation, man. It's on us to they're gonna be the ones. If someone's gonna turn it around, it's gonna be the next generation.
It's got to, and it's up to us. That's the millennials that are parents now that are educated and have maturity to this to let them know, like, you know, we are not this. All right, we're more than this. You know, but I'm not gonna lie. When the celebration of hip hop, 50 years, I'm not even that. A lot of the old artists, you know, that I came up listening in like middle school, high school, you know, I was excited. But that was the best part of the whole show was the nostalgia. And what we said a couple episodes ago, nostalgia is what's selling. But if you notice, whenever an old artist came out, everybody was up rocking hitting it. You know, when the dances came out, when Soulja Boy came out with Crank That, everybody went crazy. You know, but when the new artists performed, you had half the section sitting down, half standing up.
That's because they don't do songs, man. They do clips. I mean, you say nostalgia sells, but I mean, there's a reason why it does. I mean, that was back when you had to go to the studio, crank out an album, an album full of 12 songs, and go to the store, buy it yourself for $9.99, and then take it home and have the whole thing.
There was a dedication to the craft. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I mean, think about it. I mean,
they had to work. Yeah. They had to work for a music soundtrack to sound unique and different.
They made music though.
They actually made music.
Then they actually had to make albums. You know.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. I mean,
they got SoundCloud and EPs. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was about to say. That's like, it's like I mean, for $10, I can get all the music in the world.
Yeah, you can.
I mean,
and you ain't gonna listen to all of it.
No, I'm not gonna listen to all of it. So it's like, you know, you have almost like you made it too easy to get to the people. So now why should I work so hard?
Hard, so there's no point.
There's no point to work hard. So everything starts to become mundane and bad.
Man,
I saw this one TikTok. The guy, he said the reason why this generation is so angry is because their music sucks.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, look, man.
You know,
music used to be a healing.
A healing. You know, it used to be therapeutic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now it's just all, you know,
it's
make
negative.
this and round, like it's just all negative. So
rob that, shoot that, lick this.
Yeah. Drink this, man, you know what I'm saying? It's just all negative.
Right. I'm tired of it, and that sells the drive for lust on social media, and it's just like, man, all these women, they it's no shame.
There's no shame anymore. Nah, there's no shame.
Well, everything's just too accessible, man.
It's just too accessible.
It's too. I mean, you get some. There's a something to having to work for something. Right, there's a certain personal sense of ownership, but if everything's so accessible, it's easy to get instant gratification. You lose the value of it because you didn't have to work hard to get it in the first place. It go back to something you said earlier. It's like, I'm just going to give this to you, watch you destroy yourself because you ain't got to work for it. Here's think about it. When they had the stimuluses, right, and they just gave out free money, what did the average black person do? Spend it.
That man, and I was trying to tell people
that's still sitting in my
for
account.
the longest. I said, look, save that money because what they're about to do is they're about to ask for it back during taxes. Too, they're about to go up in inflation because so everything's going to cost a lot more.
Right.
And what happened?
They didn't have it further in debt.
Man, let me tell you something, boy. I ain't about to get in all that, but yeah, man.
I remember that time, like, cause I do taxes and stuff, and people are like, "Oh man, yeah, I can't wait." I'm like, "You ain't gonna be happy when you file your taxes next year."
The real PPP loans, man.
Hey, they want their money back.
They want it back. They want it back.
But just like what Norm said, and I know we gonna be getting off here soon. Even if you don't work for it, you don't value it. That's even like to say people that don't vote in our culture in this time, they don't see the value in it or the purpose in it. Whether my vote counts or not, I will always remember that somebody laid down their life for me to have the right to walk into a specific place,
right,
and write on a specific paper and be counted.
Exactly.
So, but
what did the Black Panthers have? A black political party.
Yeah,
they made sure they wrote out the terms, like they walked up to the individual, the candidate for whatever office that they were running for, and said, "Look, this is what we need. Can you supply this realistically? Will Congress pass these bills? Will this be done? Do not lie to me, or we coming for you." We don't do that no more.
No, we don't. But also that history that Black history is not being pushed in school.
It's not.
A lot of the kids, man, they could care less about their history. They could care less about it. You know
what? I'm gonna say it real quick, and I know it's my last thing. I don't know time getting away. It was a quote I remember reading before, and I keep it with me because it reminds me of stuff. It was by an author named G. Michael Hoff. He said, "Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times.
Cycle.
It's a cycle, brother. And if you look at our society, you know exactly where we at.
Yeah,
exactly.
Cycle.
And they, they just stumping on masculinity. Lord have mercy. It's about to be an epidemic.
Man, listen, that's a whole other episode. That's a whole other episode. We're gonna have to have a special guest for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But listen, man, this was the Church Nerds episode, man, 16. The good, the bad, and the ugly. All right. Listen, man, we hope y'all enjoyed y'all time tonight. Listen, we want you to go subscribe to our Church Nerds podcast on YouTube and Facebook. And also, if you're not watching, you can also listen on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. All right, listen, you can take the Church Nerds everywhere you go. Listen, don't forget, the PCAF5 National Convention, July 28th through August 2nd, man. It is coming, and we are going to be in Chirac.
Shout-out!
We're going to be in Chirac. Make sure you bring your bulletproof John Wick vest, and we're going to have ourselves a good time. Good time in the shop. All right, listen, man, we excited. We love everybody, man. Once again, I'm Jay Baldwin. We got Norman Heath, the Red Walls, Andre Buford, and Brandon Travis. Peace out.
Y'all gotta stop hating on the city, man.
I'm gonna have to walk out my hotel room with t-shirt.
The real, you live in the city?
I'm not right now.
All right, yeah, let's go.
He used to live downtown.
I used to live 5 minutes away from the McCormick place, but